to see who has a heart.
If you put your effort and concentration into playing to your potential, to be the best that you can be, I don't care what the scoreboard says at the end of the game, in my book, we're going to be winners.
This is your fight. Now go out there and take it.
What an incredible Cinderella story, this unknown. Oh, he got all of that one. He's got to be pleased with that. The crowd is just on its feet here.
Welcome to Applebee's Tailgate Talk. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Come see all your friends at Applebee's in Athens, Highway 72 West, just off I-65. 12 minutes guaranteed or it's free Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. 7 items to choose from. Can't make it for lunch? Visit them for happy hour, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. or late night. Half-price appetizers with beverage purchase, 6 appetizers to choose from. One of your favorite teams is sure to be playing on the big screen, too. See you tomorrow at Applebee's Neighborhood Grill, Highway 72 Athens, just off I-65.
Sparkling internet, oh so bright. Gigabit speed spread pure delight. Stream and play without delay with a fiber connection faster than Santa's sleigh. Get ready to be gigging around the Christmas tree with internet from Ardmore Telephone Company. Join the holiday cheer and call 800-830-9946 to upgrade today. ATC is an equal opportunity employer and provider.
When things go wrong, State Farm is here to help life go right. And Agent Michael Howell is the one who can help get things back on track. See Michael for your auto, home, life, health, property, and business insurance, and be ready for those unexpected twists that life throws at you. Ask about banking and annuities, too. Call State Farm Agent Michael Howell at 232-5400. Visit him online at michaelhowell.net or go see him at 903 South Clinton Street in Athens. State Farm Agent Michael Howell. There when things go wrong, here to help life go right. Daly & Son Car Care is Ardmore's only one-stop auto repair and tire shop. Whether it's major mechanic or brake work or routine maintenance like an oil change or lube job, Daly & Son Car Care has been satisfying customers all over with their fast and friendly service. They're also your headquarters for quality Cooper tires. Stop by and see Wayne, Nikki, or Dale at 25600 Main Street in Ardmore, Tennessee, or call them at 931-427-4651. They're on Facebook, too. Daly & Son Car Care, open Monday through Friday, 7:30 till 5, and Saturday, 7:30 till noon. Want to howl with the Havoc this season? Now's your chance from Tailgate Talk and the Huntsville Havoc. Just go to tailgatetalk.net and register your name. Then listen to Applebee's Tailgate Talk this Saturday morning at 10 on WKAC Radio as we announce the winners of Huntsville Havoc tickets. Howl with the Havoc this season from the Huntsville Havoc and Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
Hi, this is Athens girls basketball coach Capri Tucker, and you are listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
And good Saturday morning, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Applebee's Tailgate Talk. We're live here from the Applebee's on the corner of 72 and I-65. Along beside Coach Clint Lade, Todd DeBod Tomlin, I am Tojo J. Vassar. Keeping us on the air is our producer extraordinaire, Tim Lambert. And we got a good show today. Always great show.
Always. Tim does a great job.
We got author, director. I don't know if he's ever been in a movie or not, but documentaries. Keith Dunnavant, he's doing the Bart Starr.
Yeah, I can't wait to see. I've already got my box set to record it.
We got Timothy Jones from the North Alabama War Dawgs, talk a little basketball.
Yep.
Got their new head coach coming in with him.
Oh, really?
Oh,
okay.
Oh, he's coming in?
Yeah.
Maybe some swag.
Maybe some bearing gifts.
Frankie Sullivan's going to join us on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
James Clemens, basketball coach. We got Clay Coleman, talk about the Havoc, and talk about the wrestling tour of T-Bone, where they're wrestling at this weekend. And our SEC media guru, AP Steadham, will be joining us as well.
Yep.
So maybe we can get some extra time, and it sounds like a pretty packed show. Maybe we can get a hold of Coach Garth Garris, who's at the Army-Navy game.
Yeah, he's up in Foxborough today.
I didn't even think about that.
I didn't know for sure if they were going or not. They went last year, I knew that. But.
And I think one Adam 12 is going to join us for a small segment to talk about his 256 radio. So,
in case folks have been wondering what happened to him.
Yeah. He's in his his new endeavors and all that good stuff. But we're all of us here are happy as larks as the happenings of last weekend, Bama beating Georgia and getting in the Final Four. So pretty excited about all that.
Before we get into Tim's segment, did y'all watch the ball game last night?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. So, Coach, did you watch it?
What's that?
Clay Chopwell and Sarah Land.
Sarah
Yes,
Land? Okay. As a coach, let me ask you, because I want to know this so bad. All right, so it was 4th and 5.
I kick a field goal to tie the game.
Okay, but let me ask you this. Is that something that in the scenario of leading up to the game, do you talk to your team about, hey, guys, if we're in a position of blah, 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 opportunity to win, 4th and whatever, what do you as a team want to go for? Do you even bother with that as a coach?
Yes, but here's the deal, though, man. I think whether it's baseball, softball, basketball, football, you got to coach situations. And I always like to coach a 2-point play, or at the end of the game, we got one timeout left. Just like Alabama said, the Gravedigger is a play they practice every Friday.
Yeah, and it worked.
We had one similar we practiced, but I stole it from Boise, where the guy runs across or catches it and pitches it back under if we ever needed it. I always ran that. But, yeah, man, I don't agree, and I think the play was called for that kid to throw.
I do, too. I think he took it upon himself. Yeah, he
which,
saw that green, and it closed quick.
That's an easy make for a 6A kicker.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was wondering if the kicker may have, I don't know, had a tweak.
I'm not going to let us lose it like that. I want to go into overtime to see.
Yeah, live to play another down,
And
I was shocked. If it had been 4th and goal from the 1 or half-yard line, but they were like on the 5, right?
Yeah.
6 or something like that.
I mean, a lot of great kids playing in that Super 7 this past week.
Yeah.
I mean, Ryan Williams, Jay Mbakwe, the Ronald Royal, the kid from Gulf Shores. Boy,
a lot of good talent on the field.
He's real good. I mean, the kid from Gulf Shores is the one that really impressed me, man. He's going to North Carolina State.
Yes.
SEC's missing out on that.
They sure are.
My cousin plays for Gulf Shores. Mac Anderson, Greg Anderson's son. They moved to Gulf Shores, and he was the guy that had the good stick. He snaps for punts and hits a guy on the punt. He's committed and signed in baseball to Houston.
Nice.
And he was out there, man. They got a cast of characters out there for Gulf Shores. They stayed in a little bit of trouble, a little bit of controversy throughout the season, but persevered and won it all.
And I know Tom ain't here today, but his guy that's going to Auburn, that Cam Cleveland, what a game he had for Central Phoenix City Wednesday night.
Yeah, he did. There
Real
was a lot of good games, close games, and interesting ones, and so.
My favorite watching is I love watching Fife and their offense and the wing tee basically from the shotgun and how good of a job Benefield does. At the half and in the third quarter, they never threw the football.
Yeah, they only threw one pass the whole game, I believe. And then you win a state championship like that. Nowadays, that's almost absolutely unheard of.
They're a machine, man.
Anyway,
they run that.
They are a machine.
They run that throughout Pee Wee football. And, around here we got Pee Wee football with different agendas and. Whether that be good or bad, but the way to do it is.
By the time they're in 9th and 10th grade, they know exactly what and how and when, and they don't let up. It's amazing.
Well, we had that argument in our house this morning, and I said, too many basketball, too many football guys now don't get it, and what I mean by get it is, I think you need to be an active participant in your Pee Wee program, your middle school football team, your JV football team, and the varsity. If you're not willing to commit to that, you're not going to ever be any good in football.
And you almost have to, because
basketball.
And besides that, when the varsity coach walks into a JV game or a Pee Wee game or a little league basketball game, make them kids light up and they show that hey man, coach is interested, in us. So
that's exactly right. Hey man, big. Before we get going real good, man, big shout out. I mean, I talked to Zach's family, and his mom seems to be doing a little bit better.
That's great.
After suffering a stroke.
Being
over there in Huntsville Hospital. So, man, I know we're all here praying for her.
Absolutely.
Seems to be doing a lot better, though, man.
Yeah.
She's
seems
tough lady.
to be doing a lot better. Yes, sir.
Well, let's toss it over to producer extraordinaire for
Scores and more.
Alrighty, basketball last night. The ABS boys beat Valley Head 71-57. That was a road game. Lauderdale County over The West Limestone boys, 56-49. How'd the varsity girls do, Coach?
They got beat like 68-18.
Okay, I thought that was a middle school score, but okay.
Lucy and them got beat that bad as well, Tim.
Oh, okay.
They got beat by 20. I don't know the score, but it was 20.
Okay. Athens girls beat East Limestone 30-20. The Athens boys also won their game. Varsity boys 56-51. Both JV games went into overtime. The Athens JV boys won 55-52, but the East Limestone girls came out on top 26-23. Clemens boys lost to the Alabama School of Cyber Tech 56-53.
Double overtime.
Was it double overtime?
Yeah.
Lost to a bunch of geeks.
No comment.
Geek Squad.
They wasn't a geek squad. They wasn't a geek squad.
Elkmont boys defeated Ardmore 52-46, but the Ardmore girls won their game 51-42. And so that's your scores and more, brought to you by P4 Physical Therapy, delivering world-class outpatient care with a purpose. Visit them on Facebook or online at p4physicaltherapy.com.
And I think the Colts play the Tigers this week, right?
Yeah, we go over there. We go over there Tuesday night, but it's not been a good week for our girls. We've got a majority of them's been out all week 6 since we didn't play Thursday, Friday, which kind of helped us. But ever since that game Tuesday night, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and yesterday, they've all had the sickness. I don't know what it is.
Got something going around in school?
No, it's
just a bug or something?
I hate to use the word, but it starts with a C.
Oh,
and it's the flu, symptoms, and we need all we can get to go over there and win. We need to call Diana Taurasi and a couple of Sue Bird, maybe Sylvia Fowles to help us over there. As far as the toughest place in the world to win is at Marduk County High School.
Yeah. Well, between just how good they are and sometimes officiating's not, what you'd want it to be.
You think any sport's better, but it's not any better. Softball, volleyball, it's all the same over there.
Yeah, something about crossing that river.
Yep.
I want to carry my umpire with us wherever we go. Beanie, let Beanie walk home if he don't make the good call.
There you go.
Oh, man.
Love you, Beanie.
Love you, buddy.
Well, that was a good little first few minutes and getting caught up on scores and everything else. So we're going to take a quick break. You're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk on the Big 1080 WKC and our PAS Plus app. Awesome.
Hear Applebee's Tailgate Talk on your Alexa device by saying, "Alexa, open PAS Plus," and hear it in crystal clear quality. Applebee's Tailgate Talk will be right back. P4 Physical Therapy is a new outpatient provider offering community-based care with a unique partnership model that allows them to consistently deliver world-class outpatient care, emphasizing personalized hands-on treatment. Whether it's orthopedic, physical, geriatric, or manual therapy, sports or neuro rehab, telehealth, or most any type of muscle or joint pain, P4 Physical Therapy promises to treat you with integrity, compassion, faithfulness, and selflessness. Locations in Athens, Huntsville, and Winfield, Alabama, as well as Fayetteville and Knoxville, Tennessee. Look for them on Facebook or online at p4physicaltherapy.com.
First National Bank is a name everyone in the community recognizes. We see it in our schools, in our parks, and in our homes. First National Bank is proud to help make our community great. I am First National Bank Student Advisory Board member Elijah Goins from Athens Bible School, and I love to help represent First National Bank in my community. First National Bank, making communities great.
Located at 1880 Highway 72 East and 321 South Jefferson Street in Athens. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. If your place on the water needs some attention, call BP Riverworks. Boathouses, docks, seawalls, and repairs. Call Barron Pugh at 251-200-2273 or Tracer Pugh at 256-206-7097. BP Riverworks. Licensed and insured, 251-200-2273 or 256-206-7097.
Sparkling internet, oh so bright. Gigabit speed spread pure delight. Stream and play without delay with a fiber connection faster than Santa's sleigh. Get ready to be gigging around the Christmas tree with internet from Ardmore Telephone Company. Join the holiday cheer and call 800-830-9946 to upgrade today. ATC is an equal opportunity employer and provider.
PASnetwork.net. It's now your gateway to the Play Action Sports Network. Whether it's Play Action Sports coverage of school, youth, and amateur sports from Athens and Limestone County, or Calhoun basketball, James Clemens sports, and Applebee's Tailgate Talk via PAS Plus. PASnetwork.net. Follow the links to download apps to hear live streams and podcasts, enable Alexa skills, or listen live on your computer. Covering Athens and Limestone County area sports, PASnetwork.net.
Hello, man. This is Bo Wright, formerly of the University of Alabama and the Buffalo Bills, and you're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
I'm all about that action. 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 I said I'm all about that action.
And welcome back to Applebee's Tailgate Talk. And join us now on the First National Bank hotline, Making Communities Great. It's our SEC media guru. He's a co-host of As We See It with him and Kelly, and he's a Heisman voter, our good buddy, Mr. AP Steadham. AP, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, good morning. Good morning. So glad to be on Applebee's Tailgate Talk, WKAC 1080 AM, Athens, Alabama.
Well, thanks for joining us, buddy. Sounds like you're a little bit tad under the weather. I hope you're not feeling as bad as you sound,
Slightly.
man. Yeah. Well,
Yeah, no, I'm getting better on the mend, but yeah, the voice is at a premium today.
Yeah, well, when you travel the world and you kiss on all them pretty ladies all the time, sometimes you pick up things that you don't want. That's the price to pay of being a stud, brother.
Oh my goodness. Oh, yeah, but had a pretty good week, though, otherwise.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, good. Well, we hope you get to feeling better soon, man.
AP,
Thank
great
you,
day
thank
last
you.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness, yeah. Alabama and Georgia played last Saturday, and Alabama was the underdog. Georgia, 29 games in a row. They were convincing as the number one team. They just went through that SEC except the Auburn game, right? Auburn played them tough, 27-20, but they demolished Tennessee and Ole Miss and any other teams that were in their way. And you're thinking that this Alabama team was ascending week after week since the South Florida game, and they played a good ball game. Where it was to defeat Georgia. When Georgia got off to a fast start, I said, "Oh my goodness, that's not like Georgia."
No, it's not.
So this could be a long day.
Yeah.
Could be a long day, but they slowed him down. Sure, they slowed him down, and next thing you know, Alabama jumped on him, and Georgia couldn't catch him.
Yeah, they didn't panic. They made some adjustments, whatever they had to do, and maybe Georgia hadn't seen a defense like that all year. Obviously, I don't know.
Obviously they had, and they've only given up 10 sacks. Maybe Alabama got to them a couple times, and I asked Saban that question about how did you minimize Brock Bowers. So I guess he used the split safeties. I guess that was something that they employed. It's helped them with their defense. Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you guys this, AP, I don't know if you agree or disagree. Even though I thought we won and looked good, I thought we were a few more touchdowns better, and I thought that would keep us out because I know how haters hate, and I knew that I didn't never think they would let the Crimson die. I thought we'd finish about 5th, so to get in was, daggum awesome. And I really feel good about our chances now, but but I never thought they'd let us in.
No.
Yeah, I watched Michigan this week. I just so happened to turn on the Big Ten Network, and they had the championship game in 60 minutes. So it was great. Yeah. I watched it. I said, let me take a look at this team because I haven't had a chance because when you're on the road, you can't see these games sometime. Right. You take a peek, but I just wanted to zero in on them. But, yeah, I wasn't sure about Michigan's speed. It's always a question mark in my mind, and they'll probably try to just overpower Alabama. And if they're successful, they'll keep at it, right? Like they did against Penn State, something 30-plus rushes in a row and that type of thing. But, hey, I just want to let y'all know, I did go on record saying that I thought Florida State should be the team, and I went over my reasons, and it was not an objection to Alabama. It was pro-Florida State. In other words, if the roles were reversed, if Alabama was undefeated at 13-0, there's no conversation. There's no conversation.
Yeah.
And my thing was, they talk about the mental health of the players all the time, the athletic directors, administrations. And Florida State, with that defense, won a game with the second-string quarterback in the swamp, which is not easy, even though Florida's 5-7. And then you play a Louisville team scoring 30 points a game. You hold them to 6 points, and you win with the third-string quarterback, a high school player who barely competed this year for Florida State. And so my thing was, you were dismissive of the coaching staff's ability to come up with an alternate game plan. Just like any team, you want to give them a chance. They're all on scholarship. Okay, now they were going to have an extra 2 or 3 weeks to come up with something. They earn their way by winning 13 games. There's nothing else they can do. Nothing else they can do in a Power 5 conference. We all saw Georgia Tech play Georgia, tough game, right? A 6-5 Georgia Tech team who lost to Bowling Green gave Georgia a good ball game. So the idea that the ACC is not good when they were, 6-4 against SEC. I know that it wasn't the best SEC teams, but I just think that the talent level, when you look at as a team, in other words, they might have better overall roster, but you're competing against the entire team, the coaching staff, their schemes, their philosophies. And I just thought Florida State, they beat LSU by 3 touchdowns. That was at the game. Who held LSU to the least amount of points all season?
Yeah, it was them.
Florida State, 24.
And their defense is phenomenal.
Alabama gave up. Yeah, Alabama gave up 28 to LSU, and the quarterback had to leave the game early in the fourth quarter, right? Wasn't it kind of early in the fourth quarter?
Yeah.
He was on his way to 35 minimum. I think he would have scored 35. So that's a linchpin commonality between Alabama and Florida State. They both played LSU, and they dominated LSU. I was at that game. I was so impressed with Florida State. I said to myself, wait a minute. They have an excellent quarterback. The running back was an All-American type. The receiver, 6'7", Wilson, and Keon Coleman. I think he had 3 touchdowns that night in his first game.
He did.
Tough to guard. So my thing was, it was not an objection to Alabama, but it was pro-Florida State because what they had accomplished. And I just thought, you dismiss their coaching staff, their roster, their defense, their offensive players, saying you don't have any chance. And we know that's not true because we know that they're not infallible because they picked Georgia all year to be number 1 primarily, and that didn't happen, right? And they picked some other teams to be in the top. They didn't stay there. So they do make mistakes in their eye test, as we all do.
Yeah. Well, it was, probably by far the toughest decision as a committee they've ever had to make.
No question.
I can't remember another time that there was so many good teams deserving or earned or whatever word you want to use to get in the Final Four. I mean, I'm going to be honest. My thoughts were, if I'm looking at that Florida State team today, could they beat Michigan, Texas, or Alabama? I would say no. That's just me.
Right.
But you're right.
Right.
Yeah, the coaches
That's
could come up with something because – they get paid a lot of money. You're right, absolutely. And Alabama's won many over the years, but not scoring many points.
Jay Barker playing against Miami, throwing for 18 yards, winning the game with defense and running the ball. And we know Florida State has excellent running backs and wide receivers. And the other thing I wanted to bring up, Alabama's resume. You beat an Arkansas team that had 1 victory in the conference, correct?
Yep.
They beat them 24-21.
Yeah.
That South Florida game, that was atrocious. We know. You beat an Auburn team that had lost by 3 touchdowns to New Mexico State. And, oh, by the way, LSU's that linchpin again, by 30 points to LSU in Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
And you came away with that win, and it was great, great victory for you as beating your rival over at Auburn. And I always say it was a normal football play. It was 4th and 31, but it was really a one-on-one situation. He had 6 or 7 seconds, threw the ball. Great throw, great catch, got his feet in bounds, won the game, held on to victory. And then let's remember, Ohio State won the championship with a fellow named Cardale Jones, 3rd-string quarterback.
Yeah.
It's happened.
It's happened.
Okay?
Yeah.
They went to other means. They had Ezekiel Elliott run over everybody with that offensive line. I think he had 3 or 4 straight games, 200 yards. They beat Wisconsin, I think 59-0 in the Big Ten championship with Cardell. So there was a little bit of a preview, but they dominated Wisconsin.
And I did feel bad for those Florida State players and staff. I really did, but but at the same time, when they showed, I wasn't that I felt bad for them, but I was much more happier for us Alabama fans. But when Michigan, when they showed the video of when when it was announced that Alabama was in at 4, and those Michigan players looked like the air just got kicked right out of their guts. I don't think they'd had that I don't think they'd had that expression if Florida State would have been at 4. I believe they'd have been like, "Oh heck yeah!" I don't know.
Because, I think they're human. They're thinking, all right, we can beat this second string and third string quarterback. We can beat them.
And that's human nature.
I mean, I'm sure.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sure they felt.
Probably already got video.
Florida State. Oh, great.
I mean, here's what they can do. Here's what they can do. Here's what Florida State can do. They can go out there and show how mad they are and just whoop up on Georgia. In this conversation we're having, man, Georgia is as good as anybody, and they're left out. I mean, Georgia's lost 1 game in 29 or 30 attempts. And when I look at Florida State's schedule, I mean, Southern Miss, you beat them. Who don't beat them in our league? Who don't beat Boston College in our league? And Florida, guys, was god-awful. And watching that game – well, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. I interrupted you. I'm sorry. I should.
No, you're good.
Go ahead. Finish.
No, and lastly, I thought when I watched that championship game with Louisville, they looked more like the Citadel instead of Louisville as far as they were god awful offensively.
But
the Clemson game.
Louisville scoring 30 points a game in modern era football. You know how hard it is to tell somebody to stick 6 points.
Yeah, that's right.
Who does that?
That's true.
That's right.
Absolutely. Okay. I watched a lot of that game. They looked
came
great.
Together as a team.
Yeah.
They came together as a team.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We look god awful on offense. What was the score? Oh, we won by double digits. Oh, okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you. And then the Florida game, you say Florida's bad, which Florida was up and down. We know Utah first game out there. They beat Tennessee by double digits, and Tennessee is ranked. How is Tennessee still ranked?
But we can't stand Tennessee here.
Missouri. Well, I understand that.
Thank goodness next year with the 12 teams, it'll, of course the 13th team left out will be upset, but, it'll be a much more manageable situation for years like this.
Oh, they won't have that situation. No. You're going to have the SEC thinking right away we're getting 2 teams. They're going to be bullying for 3.
Oh, yeah.
That's what's going to be going on now. We're going to be bullying for 3. We should add the 3rd team in. But I'm just saying, you look at the schedule, you say Florida State's schedule. But I'm just telling you, Georgia Tech, ACC, lost to Bowling Green. Who would think they're going to play Georgia to an 8-point game? Did you? I didn't.
No.
I didn't. So, I mean, people make those, you can make those comments. But this is the fact. They gave them a tough ball game. And Georgia's what's Georgia's best victory this year? Ole Miss?
Yeah, probably.
Ole Miss, is that the best victory?
Probably. Yeah.
Okay, and Ole Miss beat Georgia Tech this year. Didn't they beat them by 25? Was it this year?
Yeah. That's a good point. My thinking is, though, with ACC teams, especially Georgia and Alabama, and you know this, I mean, in sports, in any sport, I don't care if it's lacrosse, when you're at the top of the mountain, everybody plays. I mean, everybody wants to get
That's
you.
A given.
Everybody.
Yeah. That's a given. That's a given.
And I just don't know that, Florida State, in the past was that team. But, last few years they haven't been. Not that, obviously, everybody wants to win. I don't care if it's Miami, Ohio against Bowling Green. You're going out there and give your best effort.
Yeah.
But it's not always a super freakish effort. That's just like, and no big deal. Will Riker.
He got screwed too. But anyway.
But no, I'm just saying, like, the kid from Miami, Ohio, he worked hard, great kicker, great numbers. But the pressure at Miami, Ohio versus the pressure in an ACC, especially at Alabama, give me a break. I mean, not even relatively
that's what
close.
I say.
I don't know.
Yeah, this is what I say about Georgia. They knew this is the game we have to win. We might be out.
Yeah.
They didn't do it. Yeah, Carson Beck was putting 300 on everybody, right? Wasn't he putting 300 on everyone?
Yeah.
Did he have 300 against Alabama? They barely had 300 yards of offense.
Total,
Think about it. They had every opportunity. They were healthy, pretty healthy. But, they have good receivers, good running backs, offensive line. But they didn't get it done.
And AP, how huge was it on that fourth down to get that and go in and score right before half.
Yeah. Well.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
And speaking of
how
that,
did you like that halftime? How'd you like that halftime 1 minute before the half, and Kirby's got the offense out there and he doesn't call any timeouts?
That was weird.
Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah. Let me ask you this: did you think that was a catch on that fourth down?
Oh, the
controversial. When it happened live, nobody said a word, and then they come back from commercial.
Right.
They're like, "Hey, I don't know about that," and they didn't
harp
review
on.
it.
Yeah,
and Kirby's Kirby always got to do is call the guy over and go, "Hey, Dad, I want you to review that." So I mean, don't blame it on the officials.
Yes. Hey, let's make it clear. AP, let's make this clear.
Yes.
And this is sounding bad. Sound like another fan base I'm not going to mention by making excuses, but I'm going to make one. If Alabama has Jamison Williams and John Mechie, Kirby Smart's never beaten Nick Saban.
I don't think he would, because they couldn't guard him with 3 people, Williams. When you watch that film, right?
Yeah.
They had 3 people on, they couldn't guard him and stay with him.
Yeah.
But and let's think about it. They're supposed to have one of the best defenses, right? I mean, in this era of football.
Yeah.
What, Alabama scored 41 on them?
Yeah.
Well, before we
They couldn't stop Alabama.
Before we let you go, we know you would have been at the Heisman ceremony. Have you got a prediction for us?
You know what? Didn't Penix win a couple of awards recently? The major awards. Did he win the major?
He won a leg lamp.
Okay, but I don't know.
You're right. I know he's won
Penix
one already because I saw that this morning. I don't remember which one.
Yeah.
But I think Daniels may have won something.
Daniels
already.
won the Davy O'Brien Award.
Yeah. But you're right. Penix won
right?
something
Yeah.
already.
Was the Maxwell, I think, right? Was it not? So, I don't know, but I just figured that 3 tremendous quarterbacks that had great years, Bo ended up on the short end of those 2 games, so he was not going to be voted the winner. It's between Penix and Jaden Daniels at this point. And Jaden Daniels, what else could he have done for his team? I don't know. And Penix, the same thing. What else could they have done for their teams?
Yeah.
I mean, they were sensational.
They were sensational.
Both
AP, as we see it.
Penix is not a runner,
As we see it.
As we see it, AP and Kelly, as we see it. So we're going to try to have somebody from Michigan on this week, I think.
Nice.
Yeah, the last week I had so much to say, we didn't have a guest.
There's a lot to talk about. So
I said, I need to talk about this decision, and I have to go into depth about it. So we didn't have a guest, and we talked about the Bowls and the Heisman. Yeah.
Well, buddy, get well. Rest that voice for your show this coming up week, and we'll talk to you next week.
Oh, thank you.
Awesome.
Take care,
thank
buddy.
you so much. We really appreciate it. All right, bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
That's AP Steadham joining us here. We're going to take a quick break. You're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk on the Big 1080 WKAC. And
When you're looking for something special for your next event, why not bring in the most amazingly fine flavored shaved ice this side of the islands, Kona Ice of Decatur and Athens. Whether it's a school or major sporting event, a picnic, or a festival, Kona Ice brings the fun and laughter. From their steel drum music to their signature flavor wave, where guests can flavor their own shaved ice. No event is too big or too small. Kona Ice makes fundraising easy too. Call Kona Ice today and tell them what you have in mind. 256-566-5298. Or look for them on your favorite social media platform. Kona Ice of Decatur in Athens. 256-566-5298.
Limestone Drug, located on the square in downtown Athens, is your local Health Mart pharmacy. As your local Health Mart pharmacy, Limestone Drug is locally owned and has a personal commitment to the community. Limestone Drug honors prescription drug plans, including Medicare. They accept flex spending cards and fill prescriptions in minutes, not hours. Limestone Drug knows there's nothing more important than your family's well-being. So shop Limestone Drug at 200 West Market Street in Athens. Your local Health Mart pharmacy. Limestone Drug, caring for you and about you.
Davis & Cole LLP in Athens has served the area assisting individuals and businesses with bookkeeping, tax preparation and filing, and routine accounting. Davis & Cole LLP, located at 105 South Marion Street. Open weekdays 9 to 5. Call 256 888-232-9994. Davis & Cole LLP.
Your roof is the first line of defense for your home. Do you have water stains on your ceiling? Paint peeling off your walls? Shingles missing? It's probably time for you to get your free roof inspection. Locally owned and operated, licensed, and insured. Yellowhammer Roofing is the Yellowhammer State hometown team. Yellowhammer Roofing. Let our family protect what's most important to you, your family. 256-232-1933 or online at yellowhammerroofing.com.
For screen printing, sign printing, banners, logo design, and more, look no further than That Shirt Printing Place. Located at 709 North Jefferson Street in Athens. Call 256-444-1827. That Shirt Printing Place. Visit them online at thatshirtprintingplacellc.com. Look for them on Facebook too. That Shirt Printing Place. 256-444-1927. That Shirt Printing Place.
Keep up with local school, travel, youth, and amateur sports throughout the week with the Play Action Sports Update. Listen weekday mornings at 7:30 and weekday afternoons at 1:30 and 3:30 as we bring you the latest scores, news, and announcements from Limestone County and surrounding communities. That's the Play Action Sports Update 3 times a day, Monday through Friday on 1080 WKAC.
Hey, this is James Clemens boys basketball coach Frankie Sullivan, and you're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
And welcome back to Applebee's Tailgate Talk. We're live here at the Applebee's here on the corner of 72 and 65. And joining us now on the First National Bank hotline, making communities great, is the host of his 256 Radio and one of our good buddies, one Adam 12. Adam, how you doing, bud?
What's up, man? Is that Tojo out here?
Yes, sir.
Hey, who we got in the studio today? Is that over there at the Applebee's studio? Do we got Mayhem in the studio?
Yeah, he's here, and Todd's by as well.
Oh man, we got an all-star crew. If we had Tomcat, we just have the whole brigade.
Yeah, he's
But hey,
he's there. He's at home with his dad, so he's listening this morning.
yeah, well, Tomcat, we you're all in our thoughts, and we love you, man. And I appreciate y'all having me on for Applebee's Tailgate Talk. I'm happy to talk to y'all.
Well, what's going on in your world, man?
Yeah, man. So, I've been talking to Tim off mic just about what I should and shouldn't talk about and everything. And I just, I think one of the more interesting things we got going on right now as it relates to kind of y'all's coverage area is I'm sure y'all know Joshua Dendy, don't y'all, the photographer?
Yeah.
He's a big dude, the big dude who wears overalls at the Athens games, and he couldn't be a nicer dude. And he's just, I love that guy. And, so he and I are kind of teaming up with Christy Hubbard and Linda Moore for Athens City Schools. And we're doing I'm going to be writing articles for their Black and Gold magazine because previously, it's Athens City Schools backed, and previously they just had a bunch of photos in it, which, is great because, a bunch of photos and no text is better than a bunch of text and no photos. That couldn't get any more boring. So
you need the story to go with a photo, though.
Yeah, no, 100%. No, they work hand in hand. There's no question about it. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. And so basically I'll be kind of using my interviews from my show to, kind of focus on some Athens athletes like Gavin Swint and Adeline Pike with golf. And, I interviewed Johnson Spiegel with Athens football and Athens soccer last weekend, and Aubrey White and so on and so forth. And, it's just going to be a good way where we can kind of promote, the entirety of Athens High School as far as it relates to athletics.
Sounds like a plan, man. That's good.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I know. They got a lot going on right now. Y'all saw how good their football team was this year. They had a great year.
Yeah.
I also noticed, man, I see one Adam 12 in attendance out at Clemens, man. He's been coming out there showing us some love that we don't get a lot of from different places. I appreciate that, man.
Y'all are. Oh, hey, y'all been good to me ever since I started, covering the Athens Clemens area. So, I've been happy to be out there, and I'm glad you've taken notice because Mayhem, you're always there yourself, chopping it up with whoever will speak to you. And I think it's just good to have that support for Clemens because they do have a lot going on. I know Childress with the girls, he brings obviously his own flair to say the least. And then, Coach Owens, he's trying to get it right with the boys. So I'm always happy to show some support to the good old Colts.
Well, I appreciate it, man.
Adam, your thoughts on the Super 7?
Oh, man, those games were crazy because, I had a friend who was asking, this was 2 weeks ago for the semifinals, and with obviously everything but Thompson and Central for the 7A, because obviously they had a week off with all the half the teams and whatnot. And I said, you know what, man, the semifinals games are going to be mostly blowouts, and they mostly were, but the state title games are going to be absolutely incredible ball games. And so one thing that stood out to me really was that Gulf Shores Ramsey game. You know, man, Gulf Shore, I know they have a lot of other extenuating circumstances going on right now, but geez, those guys are good. I mean, like they tore it up. I know they won by 7, but when you're able to just kind of ground and pound against Ramsey, you know you got a bunch of big old boys up front, and that's exactly what they had. And then kind of my second thought was, you know, Godsey, and he's become a good friend of mine, Bob Godsey over at Madison Academy, and you know, I was kind of shocked by their final score because they but Tojo, you were telling me that was a one-score game going to the fourth quarter, right?
Yeah, they were down 3 scores, and then they cut it to one score with this was right in the start of the fourth quarter.
Start of the fourth.
And then it was just like Montgomery, Mobile Christian just put the pedal to the metal and never let up.
They didn't.
Basically, to be totally honest, they've out-recruited Madison.
Yeah, that's the truth, man.
But what happens?
I remember you putting in the group text.
What happens, guys, is here's what's going to happen to us other schools. Because of this, Madison Academy will get better at what they do, get them some better kids in there. So will Mars Hill because they lost early in the playoffs.
Yep.
Next year they'll keep getting better because forces them into doing what they got to do to win, and I'm all about it. Just don't hate on others when they choose.
Yeah, but that hurts surrounding schools pulling away from them.
Sure does. It really does, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you completely, Mayhem. I mean, it really just is what it is at this point. And you know, I don't think anyone's stopping that trade, and I think that's the way that it's definitely continuing to progress. But did y'all watch that Fairland Clay Chalkville game?
Yeah.
Because that one was just crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about it off air before the show, and I think we were on agreement with to keep that field goal and send it into overtime. You know, live to play another down, but obviously coaches and kids or whatever had a different opinion. But I wouldn't want 4th and 1 maybe, but not 4th and 5. I don't know.
Yeah, and I think that's just a mentality that some coaches have, where and you got to remember, these are schools especially Clay and Saraland. They haven't had really anyone come close to them competitively all season. Obviously, Clay and Thompson, that was a very competitive game, but Clay won that game. And Saraland's first game, I think, was against Lipscomb Academy up there in Nashville, and that was the only one-score game they had going into that title game.
Oh wow, I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Yeah, every single other win was by double digits.
I would love to know if analytics played a part in that little deal. And I'm telling you, I don't need to have goddamn data or a graph in front of me to know that that's ignorant. Just because, look at Oregon. Oregon would have probably beaten Washington in that first game. They went for it twice in that game on 4th down. Once early late in the second or first half, and then later in the second half. Didn't get either one. Got beat by 3. You kick a field goal when you're down there 4th and 4 from the goal line early in the game, and then you didn't get it.
Yeah.
And then you get beat by 3. So there's your analytics for you right there. Yeah. And that's just one after the other after the other. You could go back. I don't know who's collecting this data, but they're skewing the numbers somehow. I can tell you.
Yeah, and I agree. I think the analytics has kind of really devalued the high value of 3 points at the right time, because so the example I use all the time was, y'all remember that 2017 Rose Bowl between Georgia and Oklahoma? I mean, OU was kind of beating Georgia's brains out, and then Kirby, he took advantage of right before the half. He went out there and got that field goal. Off a good, either a good kickoff or a penalty on the kickoff, and he took advantage of the short time. Went down there, got a field goal before the half to make it 14 points. No longer a 3-score game, and a change in mentality. And y'all remember how that game turned out?
Yeah. All those points matter, especially early.
Yeah,
especially.
Hey, but let's make it clear about Gulf Shores, guys. I mean, they're getting the dudes they need to win. Yeah. Plus their coaching staff. Kenny Edenfield calls the plays. He was a OC at Troy, OC at South Alabama, OC at UNA.
Yeah.
Wow.
Brian Van Gorder is their DC from the Atlanta Falcons. And Hudspeth's been a head coach at several stops along the way. UNA, Louisiana Lafayette, and Austin Peay.
That's amazing.
So, man,
that's crazy.
How about
crazy.
that staff?
No kidding, man.
Seriously, that's like an all-star.
It is coaching against guys around 5A football, even though there's some good coaches.
And when Van Gorder at Georgia and Auburn, too.
That's right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's a staff.
It just proves that there's just levels to this, guys. I mean, like, you got to think about, like, so take, like, Muscle Shoals, for example. Muscle Shoals, they kind of they handled not like almost everyone. I know they had a couple close games, but I mean they were undefeated going into the playoffs, and they just kind of they just kind of got it handed to them by Clay. And then there's just levels to this. And then 5A, when Guntersville beat Pleasant Grove, that was a huge upset in a lot of people's minds. I know Vegas doesn't do odds on that, but Vegas would have definitely had them underdogs. And then then Ramsey loses Guntersville loses to Ramsey in pretty handled fashion, and Ramsey's the defending 5A state champions because Pike Road's at 6A now, and they no longer have to deal with Pike Road, who got their rear ends handed to them by Saraland at 6A, and then Ramsey goes on to the 5A title game where Gulf Shores beats them. There's just levels of this.
Make sure we make clear, though, guys, that it's been a priority in Birmingham City schools for athletics. The priority being every one of those schools, Ramsey, Parker, Fairfield, have state-of-the-art stadiums, field houses, the whole 9 yards.
Equipment.
They poured a lot into it. That's why they're better.
Yeah, you got
and well, what I love about Parker is I love their nickname. They're the Thundering Herd. I just think that's awesome. And then, the only one that compares to it in my mind is the Pickens County Tornadoes. I love that one too.
That's exactly right. I mean, but like you said, man, I mean that they're pouring a lot into their programs. They're trying to get kids to stay, not go to the Hoovers and the Thompsons of the world. And it is what it is. And by the way, man, that win by Central Phoenix City also was huge because I thought Thompson was the monster of 7.
I agree. That's a good point. I sure did.
Yeah.
Too.
I just enjoyed watching someone else win it. And I actually thought Central was going to win it just because they had been ranked near at or near the top all year, and that usually doesn't matter too much. But when people are recognizing that Central deserved to be at that top spot, I just felt like that said a lot about having them over Thompson. And obviously that was a great game too.
That's exactly right. But like I told these guys, I sure do love watching Fife, man, and what they do and how they win it with what they got and how they do it. And Benefield does a great job. He's coached all those guys' dads, and they all stick around. They all play for him. And what a community, what community support should be like is what Fife has. And I think I was a part of a Tanner football team that went up there. We probably one of the last ones that really put a whooping on them back in the 90s was our Tanner football team. We beat them pretty bad, but, man, they built a machine up there on Sand Mountain.
Oh, they have for sure. I thought that Sand Mountain Showdown was going to be a little bit better of a game because I know the first matchup was 55-42, and I've talked to Paul Benefield before, and what I love about him is he's so well established. He can say whatever he wants, and I certainly learned that very quickly.
That's right.
Well, Adam, we running out of time, so appreciate you joining us, bud. Good luck this week on your show and your interviews, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, I appreciate it, fellas.
See you, man.
I appreciate it, bud. That's Adam Dodson, 1 Adam 12, joining us there. We're going to take a quick break. You listen to Applebee's Tailgate Talk on the Big 1080, WKAC, and our PAS Plus app.
Congratulations to West Limestone's Edie Tyler, our Applebee's Neighborhood Athlete of the Week, and winner of a gift card from the Athens Applebee's and a Tailgate Talk t-shirt from that shirt printing place. Go to tailgatetalk.net and enter nominations for future polls. Applebee's Tailgate Talk will be right back. While others have come and gone, the Lion's Den Gym has been roaring as a workout and exercise fixture in Athens, growing from its humble basement beginnings in 1981 to their current 10,000 square foot location at 212 Commercial Drive in Athens. The Lion's Den offers 24/7 access to their ever-expanding equipment collection that includes treadmills and climbers, elliptical trainers, stationary bikes, loose weights and dumbbells, and over 45 different weight machines. Contact the Lion's Den Gym about a membership today at 256-652-2627. Visit them online at lionsdengym.com or on Facebook. The Lions Den Gym, 256-652-2627.
This is First National Bank Student Advisory Board member Claire Holt from Athens Bible School, and I love First National Bank. They make it easy for me to balance school, work, and my social life. With convenient services like online banking, bill pay, and the mobile app, I can take care of my finances without having to worry. I can check my balance, transfer funds, and I was even able to deposit my paycheck from my phone. First National Bank, making communities great.
Located at 1880 Highway 72 East and 321 South Jefferson Street in Athens. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. When things go wrong, State Farm is here to help life go right. And Agent Michael Howell is the one who can help get things back on track. See Michael for your auto, home, life, health, property, and business insurance, and be ready for those unexpected twists that life throws at you. Ask about banking and annuities too. Call State Farm Agent Michael Howell at 232-5400. Visit him online at michaelhowell.net or go see him at 903 South Clinton Street in Athens. State Farm Agent Michael Howell, there when things go wrong, here to help life go right. Now that you've got that new place on the water, BP Riverworks can finish the picture with a boathouse, dock, or seawall. Call Barron Pugh at 251-200-2273 or Tracer Pugh at 256-206-7097. BP Riverworks, licensed and insured, 251-200-2273 or 256-206-7097. Now on a platform near you, the only year-round weekly podcast covering the Huntsville Havoc, the Freakin' Havoc podcast. News, interviews, and more. Dropping every Thursday, we'll just reek of the Huntsville Havoc. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and listen, follow, and subscribe on your favorite platform via the PAS Plus app and online at wreakinhavoc.com.
Hey, this is former Auburn wide receiver Willie Gaucher. You are listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
When you're born in this world, you're given a ticket to the freak show.
So you're a control freak?
It's just a freak show anyway.
And welcome back to Applebee's Tailgate Talk here on the Applebee's Studios here on the corner of 65 and 72. And joining us now on the First National Bank hotline, making communities great, is the guy that's on the T-Bone Wrestling Tour, and also he gives us all our Huntsville Havoc news, scores, and much more in that. Freak Daddy Clay Coleman. Clay, what's going on, my man?
And I wish this tour could pay more money than it does, because I need a little more. my 401 Clay bank account is not doing very well right now.
Well, between that and visiting schools for potential scholarships there, man. Yeah. He's draining you. All worth it, though.
Well, you're not even mentioning food.
No kid. Oh yeah, I can't even imagine. Yeah, just for him.
You're good at raising sponsorships, so.
Yeah, I know, but I think I've got more people that are going now. When does he graduate? Ready for him to be gone.
Oh my God.
Well, where y'all at today, man?
I just up your way. James Clemens is hosting a JV and middle school tournament with about 9 teams that are there today. So I'm kind of chilling and doing running duty and booster club stuff. So yeah, I'm just relaxing and being a runner today. So it's fine with me today. So.
You do too much anyway, brother. So,
Well, that's one thing somebody said to me the other night, and I don't think about this, but I do now. I've added more to it. I'm doing Liberty basketball, Liberty football. On the middle school side, going to do Liberty baseball, and they said, "What are they going to do when you leave?"
No kid. They're going to have to hire 4 other people. Is what they're going to have to do.
I know, right? And I don't want to do that. I always like leaving places better than.
Yeah.
And I found them. I just told them. I think I've said with the Havoc and with Liberty and James Clemens, if you at least name the field or retire my jersey, I'll stay long.
Here we go.
We'll cut a deal.
That's at the very least they should do.
And tonight he gets to hang out with all the Batmen.
I know
game.
tonight, and tonight, right. And we've talked about this. The thing that is amazing to me about the Havoc, it's hockey. Right now, if you looked at it, if this were Alabama football, nobody would come because there's 7 and 8 right now. They're 10 points out of first place, but it'll be a sold out crowd. Birmingham will be wearing the Superman jerseys. The Havoc will be wearing Batman, and they'll raise probably $30,000 or $40,000 for St. Jude. That doesn't happen anywhere else.
No.
And so we all listened to y'all earlier talking about the college football stuff or whatever, and it's like you don't have those fights with the Havoc. It's one of these things where even if we won 11 games one year, and there were still the crowds, there was still. And I know you don't want to hear my 2 cents about the football thing, but I feel like I'm completely neutral in this. And I think that the committee messed up. They should have knocked Florida State down when their quarterback went out. If that was a criteria, they should have knocked them down 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And then they have a television show that is the most boring show on the planet that is, hey, let's watch what the bowl selection committee's got this week, 6 weeks out.
Yeah.
When you know that Michigan and Ohio State are going to play. And you really look at it, it's like, okay, you got that criteria. Then everybody's like, well, the best 4 teams. Well, Washington's not the best out there, in my opinion. You got Georgia would be far better.
Yep.
So I just felt like, hey, you had a broken system. That's why you're going to 12. Alabama's got 40 million championships. They could have let Florida State have a shot if they won.
No, son, they're all ours, Clay. They all belong to us, brother.
And I had a buddy of mine that was raising Cane, and he was doing the point spread, and I was like, yeah, well, the point spread was 9.5 for Oregon to beat and Washington.
Yeah.
So you got to – I mean, that's the one thing I love about sports. It was kind of like Jerry Clower, when they said it was cruel that you made the coon jumping amongst the dogs. Remember that? But he said at least he had the option of whooping all those dogs. That's the way I look at that. They at least give them the opportunity. If they don't, then they didn't, but give them a chance.
Yeah. And I'm like, you just do like they do it in basketball. Let's go to Jerry Palm every week. Who's the first 4 in, first 4 out? And then have your main selection show the last Sunday of the year.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. No, but that was just I felt bad for Florida State because, you don't want to be the only team ever in the history of football to never make it in. It's like, gosh, that just kind of stinks. And like I think AP said earlier, if you flipped it, and if it was Alabama 13-0, oh my gosh, you'd have had riots.
Oh yeah,
and that's true. But my argument to that would have been, and yes, it's a down year for the conference, but it's still the SEC. We've still got 5 teams ranked in the top 13.
Well, Yes, but the thing is, you got to look at is that. These poor little conferences, they can't help it. It's kind of like North Alabama football. Y'all were talking about football. I think Birmingham should form their own 8A and just let everybody else get a chance.
That's about the truth, man.
Shot.
That's the truth.
There's no shot, and it's not fun. I mean, I'm not the kind of guy that everybody gets a trophy, but when you're not doing apples to apples, at least have it fun, where maybe somebody else can win a state championship.
and another thing would hurt Louisville is your Kentucky Wildcats taking and beating them down the week before that. So
yeah, right. Oh, absolutely. Oh, well, and you think about it. I mean, you could make the argument like I love stirring things up. I had one friend that's Alabama, and I was like, oh, yeah, but, man, that big win over Arkansas, that was awesome. And that miracle shot against the Auburn team that got throttled by New Mexico State. I was like, it's a big win. He's like, okay, shut up.
Well, you can't ever tell what's going to happen in that game. No.
Well, that's what's great about sports.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I love the fact where, it's kind of like in the radio world. Remember, I don't know if you've ever seen the Howard Stern movie.
Oh yeah.
But in that movie, they talk about that his ratings and Rush Limbaugh's ratings were so high. You had certain people that listened, but then you had another group of people that listened because they wanted to see him fail.
Yeah. Hated him. Yeah.
And I think that's why they let Alabama in, because there's Alabama fans that'll be there, but then there's just as many that want to see Alabama get beat.
Yeah.
So, but it all worked out. But like I said, that was funny to me. That just it was, the system is broken. That's why they're switching it to 12. They should have just let the system be broken one more year and go at it. But it is what it is. TV ratings will be good, and hopefully it'll be Texas and Alabama in the finals, and we'll be able to watch a crazy football game again.
We'll have Texas and Alabama, and the referees will be from the ACC.
Oh, my God.
Right.
Don't even say that, Jay.
The only thing that could be better is something happens to Texas's quarterback. Archie Manning comes in, beats Bama, and his NIL money goes to $50 million a year.
No, that could very well happen, brother. Jeez.
Back to hockey here.
Yeah, I know, right? Sorry.
So let's talk about last night.
Superman wins last night, so Batman's going to have to bring out the kryptonite tonight.
And something's the Havoc right now are really struggling.
Well, what's the deal with Birmingham in general? It seems like we're just struggling against them, whether it be here or
they're paying more, I guess.
Is that what it is? I mean, it's 0-0 going into the second, and they score 3 goals. Birmingham does, and then nobody scores again in the third. Which I mean, I guess hats off to them. I don't even look to see. Do you know how many shots on goal we even had last night?
I don't know, but I know it was 3-0, and then. I mean, but, the crazy thing with hockey, it's such a parallel world compared to other sports that we're used to. I mean, they're 16 points out of first place, or 10 points, 10 points out of first place. And it's like, you just win 5 games and you're back in the hunt. Like it doesn't, it's.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Like, this isn't a time to worry, right? It's too early, right?
No, not at all.
Okay,
they will not worry at all. I mean, it's and really in the SPHL that. 8 teams get in the playoffs, so you just don't have to be the final 2. It's kind of a weird sports world. It's like, wouldn't it be great if we could all be like, let's just don't be the 2 crappy teams at the end, and we're okay.
Yeah. I saw where the Havoc signed Riley Morris, new goalie, and waived Sean Kuhn. You know anything about that situation, Riley?
No, I just think they're just trying to find a groove, and that's the one thing in hockey. It's just sometimes it's just not gelling. They've had to let certain guys go that that you would think they could stay there, but they're very, very weird. Almost, I don't want to say, they're very superstitious at times. But I mean, if somebody's having a bad string, they try to hold on as long as they can, and then all of a sudden it's, hey, well, we're going to have to cut this loose. And move that. But yeah, it's so early in the season, and like I said, I think this is a hard stretch because going back and forth road game to home game. I mean, they were played last night in Birmingham. That's not that far, but next week it's Friday night in Evansville, Indiana, and then back to Huntsville to play Pensacola. So it's they're not getting the little quick 1 hour plane flight that most sports teams do. It's 6, 7, 8, 9 hour, 10 hour bus rides. And they're not comfortable buses. I've been on them. They're not. So it's not luxurious travel.
Well, Clay, we appreciate you joining us, bud. Have a great rest of the day, and we'll talk to you next week.
And I'll say it for you boys one time. Roll Tide.
Oh, wow.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Right,
what did he say?
There's Tomcats out there. I won't say any War Eagle. All right. See ya.
See you, that's Clay Coleman joining us there. We're going to take a quick break. You listen to Applebee's Tailgate Talk on the Big 1080 WKAC and the PF.
Congratulations to Heather Goff, Tyler Curtis, Kelly Howell, Angela Campbell, Elijah Wynn, and Kari Sims. This week's Howl with the Havoc winners. They each pick up tickets to see the Huntsville Havoc in action this season. Go to tailgatetalk.net and enter your name, and you may be your next winner. Tailgate Talk will be right back.
Sparkling internet, oh so bright. Gigabit speed spread pure delight. Stream and play without delay with a fiber connection faster than Santa's sleigh. Get ready to be gigging around the Christmas tree with internet from Ardmore Telephone Company. Join the holiday cheer and call 800-830-9946 to upgrade today. ATC is an equal opportunity employer and provider.
Daly & Son Car Care is Ardmore's only one-stop auto repair and tire shop. Whether it's major mechanic or brake work or routine maintenance like an oil change or lube job, Daly & Son Car Care has been satisfying customers all over with their fast and friendly service. They're also your headquarters for quality Cooper tires. Stop by and see Wayne, Nikki, or Dale at 25600 Main Street in Ardmore, Tennessee, or call them at 931-427-4651. They're on Facebook, too. Daly & Son Car Care, Open Monday through Friday, 7:30 till 5, and Saturday, 7:30 till noon. P4 Physical Therapy is a new outpatient provider offering community-based care with a unique partnership model that allows them to consistently deliver world-class outpatient care, emphasizing personalized hands-on treatment. Whether it's orthopedic, physical, geriatric, or manual therapy, sports or neuro rehab, telehealth, or most any type of muscle or joint pain, P4 Physical Therapy promises to treat you with integrity, compassion, faithfulness, and selflessness. Locations in Athens, Huntsville, and Winfield, Alabama, as well as Fayetteville and Knoxville, Tennessee. Look for them on Facebook or online at p4physicaltherapy.com.
Hey, this is East Limestone Girls basketball coach Jessica Thompson, and you're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
And welcome back to Applebee's Tailgate Talk. We're here at the top of the hour alongside producer extraordinaire Tim Lambert, Coach Clint Legg, Todd the Bod Tomlin. I am Tojo J. Vassar, and we are so glad to be joined by a guy he's directed, he's authored books. I don't know if he's been in a movie or anything, acted or whatever, a historian, and just a great all-around guy and local guy, Keith Dunnavant. Keith, thank you for joining us today.
Hey, it's great to be with you.
Hey, man, we are so looking forward to Wednesday night, and just talk about how all that came about, and just looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, so Wednesday night on SEC Network, Bart Starr, America's Quarterback, our documentary film on one of the greatest quarterbacks in the history of football, and it's a great story about coming from difficult circumstances and 17th round draft choice, basically, to winning 5 championships in 7 years and Hall of Fame career. And so it's coming up Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central on SEC Network. And of course, if you miss it, it'll be on a lot in the next few weeks too.
Yeah. Well, first, Keith, this is Todd. First of all, congratulations, but second of all, thank you, because man, there's so many younger generations that don't even probably know who Bart Starr is, and for them to for you to be able to do this, for them to be able to watch this is going to be huge, because it's a story that needs to be told. Obviously, we know about it, we're older, but but these younger guys, 20, 15-year-olds, man, this is going to be great.
Well, we're looking forward to it. We've been working on this for a few years now, and got a great team. My co-director Fritz Mitchell and all the great people we had work on this project. We believe in this story, and it's a great story about overcoming odds and the power of resilience, and fathers and sons, and of course it's about Vince Lombardi's influence on Bart Starr, and so we're really excited about it.
You'd written that Bart Starr book earlier, so you kind of had a head start on this, didn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. You can find America's Quarterback still out there on Amazon or wherever, and so I got to know Bart for that book, and they're just, he and his family are just terrific people, and I really he often gets left out in the conversation of the greatest quarterbacks. And I think the main reason for that is that, because of the way he played, he was not a flashy player at the time, and Green Bay was such a machine. But Green Bay was such a machine offensively because of him.
Yeah.
Because he was like Lombardi on the field. And so he's absolutely one of the greatest quarterbacks in the history of the National Football League.
Now, he played for Ears Whitworth, right?
He did. He played his senior year for Ears Whitworth, and it was mostly a backup on that team. And you think about the only 0-10 team, Alabama team ever.
Wow. And
that was a miserable year for Alabama people, and it was a miserable year for Bart. And he had some back injury that the year before that. He had a really good sophomore year when they won the SEC. And his Alabama career ended up being really, really disappointing, to say the least. And he the only reason he was drafted was because Johnny D, the great coach of the Rocket 8 basketball team, had a friend who was a scouter for the or was personnel guy for the Packers, and he said, you need to look at this guy, and they came down and worked him out, and they had a lot of rounds in those days. So Bart was drafted in the 17th round.
Jeez, I thought it was 12th. Wow, 17th. Wow. I mean, that's unheard of. I mean, has there ever been another player, that has ever been drafted that low that went on to even have a remote, success that he had? I mean,
yeah. In terms of rounds, I believe I haven't looked at this recently, but he's certainly the lowest drafted quarterback. Now, Brady, I think, was also 199, but in terms of rounds,
right.
There's never been anybody. They don't have 17 rounds, of course, anymore. But a 17th round draft choice to go in the Hall of Fame, that there's very, very few at that level.
It's amazing.
It is amazing. And Keith, I love the music. George Jones. Hey, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Picked it good. Now, for this documentary, did you use most of the resources you had from the book, or did you pick up any new resources from anybody or anywhere?
Well, of course, the storyline of the book is similar, and certainly, when you of course, a book is just a lot deeper than you could do in an hour documentary, but certainly driven by the same storyline. But we've got some great people in this film. We've got of course, former Alabama coach Bill Curry, who he and Bart were lifelong friends, and Curry, of course, played for the Packers. We've got Jerry Kramer, who was the guy who made that great block in the Ice Bowl. We've got, let's see, who else? We've, of course, got his wife, Cherry, who is still doing great. And it's very much about their love story is kind of central to the film. And his son, Bart Jr., and Albert Elmore, who was a fellow quarterback at Alabama during those tough times. So we've got a lot of great people in the film.
It sounds like it. Now, was it an hour by design from the beginning, or was there any ever talk of expanding it to possibly 90 minutes or 2 hours? Because you could talk about it forever. I mean,
Oh, absolutely. Well, and this is part of the SEC story series,
right?
So those are
just hour,
yeah. Those were hour documentaries.
I was just kind of hoping that some people are worth more than just that hour. But they're all worthy, obviously, and it's such a great series. The ACC's done a wonderful job on that.
Well, we're proud to be part of it, and of course, this is ESPN Films. ESPN Films produces this for the SEC network, and we're and of course just very proud to and delighted to produce this with my friend Fritz Mitchell, who's produced one of the best filmmakers in the business, and he was responsible he was the director of Saturdays in the South, for instance, and also Southern Hoops, and various others. So he's one of the best, and it was my absolute pleasure to work with.
Yeah, that Southern Hoops series, for those who may not have watched it, is phenomenal as well. So if you get the opportunity, I believe it was 7 or 8 episodes of that.
Right, I think that's right.
Yeah. So definitely, y'all did a wonderful job on that as well.
Keith, this is Clint Legg, man. I don't know much about what this is going to be, but I was able and blessed to be part of the premiere of Willie's Gift up there at Athens High School, and got to go see that. And dude, you did such a great job with Freddie and his story. And man, I live where my daddy. We had our farm out there, my dad's Bill, and where we had our farm out there, Freddie lived 3 miles from us, and I saw Freddie and the Smith family every day of my life, man. I never knew that story existed, man. You did such a great job of presenting it and highlighting Athens football back in a time where I was a 4, 5, 6-year-old kid, and that was me and my dad's bonded moment, was to go to every Athens game from here to Texas if they played, So you did a great job with that, dude.
Well, I appreciate that, Clint. It's that was just really a pleasure, and part of our Prep Legends series. And the thing about it is, I was a young guy I turned 11 that year in '75 for that team, because I was at all those games and had been for. My family is very connected to the program and everything, but I didn't know the whole story about that until we started doing that film. So it was Freddie's just such a great guy, and of course, Coach McCoy. So just one of the all-time best.
Man, I stopped by about a year ago, and Freddie was cleaning the place up. They're trying to sell it, Keith, his mom and dad's place. So I stopped in just to help him more or less just talk football. Freddie still can play, man. I'm telling you guys, man, that dude has got the biggest. My dad had huge hands. Freddie's got some hands like he'd just choke somebody to sleep with him. And he was a great dude. He, like you said, man, he's very easy to talk to. There's no arrogance in him. What a great guy. And so is Coach McCoy. See him a lot too, man. What another great guy to talk to if you ever see him out. Man, he's so friendly.
Oh, yeah,
so
Coach McCoy is still going strong.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No doubt.
So anything new coming down the pipeline after this?
Well, some stuff that we can't talk about yet, but yeah, always.
Well, you could.
Always.
We'll let you.
Always working three or four steps ahead, but yeah, we've got several things in the pipeline, and excited about all of them, and but of course the Bart Starr film has been in works for a while, and hope people will enjoy that, and of course people can still see Willie's Gift, by the way, on preplegends.com if you haven't seen about our film about the 1975 Golden Eagles. Right there on preplegends.com.
It's great. You need to watch it if you hadn't.
Yeah, absolutely. And looking forward to Wednesday night.
And
to get the DVR set.
It follows the 2024 SEC football schedule reveal show. So
there will be a lot of people watching. So I hope they stay tuned and watch that Bart Starr documentary.
Well, hope you do, and hope everybody will have an opportunity to check it out.
Well, thank you for all you do, man. You're just wonderful at it, and we're blessed to have you in our area. And
it was a funny thing, Keith. I think it was Tuesday. After seeing the promos for during the game this past weekend, and I called Tim. And I said, we got to get Keith on to talk about this. I said because this is an amazing story, and we know how well he does things, and we'd love to have him on. And I think Tim called you as soon as he hung up with me. So, Keith, we appreciate you joining us, man. Good luck with this. Good luck with your endeavors down the road. And, hey, man, we'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good, and always happy to do the show.
All right, Keith, appreciate it.
Roll Tide,
Roll
Keith.
Tide, Keith.
Roll Tide.
It's Keith Dunnavant joining us here on Applebee's Tailgate Talk. We're going to take us a quick break. You're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk on the Big 1080 and the PAS Plus app.
Missed part of this week's Tailgate Talk? Go online to tailgatetalk.net and hear the archives. Call or text us with your comments during the show at 256-812-1848. We'll be back with more Applebee's Tailgate Talk on WKAC. If your place on the water needs some attention, call BP Riverworks. Boathouses, docks, seawalls, and repairs. Call Barron Pugh at 251-200-2273 or Tracer Pugh at 256-206-7097. BP Riverworks. Licensed and insured 251-200-2273 or 256-206-7097.
Your roof is the first line of defense for your home. Do you have water stains on your ceiling, paint peeling off your walls, shingles missing? It's probably time for you to get your free roof inspection. Locally owned and operated, licensed and insured. Yellowhammer Roofing is the Yellowhammer State hometown team. Yellowhammer Roofing. Let our family protect what's most important to you, your family. 256-232-1933 or online at yellowhammerroofing.com.
Davis & Cole LLP in Athens has served the area assisting individuals and businesses with bookkeeping, tax preparation and filing, and routine accounting. Davis & Cole LLP, located at 105 South Marion Street. Open weekdays 9 to 5. Call 256-232-9994. Davis & Cole LLP.
Limestone Drug, located on the square in downtown Athens, is your local Health Mart pharmacy. As your local Health Mart pharmacy, Limestone Drug is locally owned and has a personal commitment to the community. Limestone Drug honors prescription drug plans, including Medicare. They accept flex spending cards and fill prescriptions in minutes, not hours. Limestone Drug knows there's nothing more important than your family's well-being. So shop Limestone Drug at 200 West Market Street in Athens, your local Health Mart pharmacy. Limestone Drug, caring for you and about you.
When you're looking for something special for your next event, why not bring in the most amazingly fine flavored shaved ice this side of the islands? Kona Ice of Decatur and Athens. Whether it's a school or major sporting event, a picnic, or a festival, Kona Ice brings the fun and laughter from their steel drum music to their signature flavor wave, where guests can flavor their own shaved ice. No event is too big or too small. Kona Ice makes fundraising easy too. Call Kona Ice today and tell them what you have in mind. 256-566-5298. Or look for them on your favorite social media platform. Kona Ice of Decatur in Athens. 256-566-5298.
He's got a push. Backed up three. In! He got it! Three-pointer at the buzzer to win it! Unbelievable!
Join Play Action Sports for another season of Calhoun basketball. You can hear live action from men's and women's teams streamed on the PAS Plus app on your Alexa device by saying Open PAS Plus or online at pasplus.net. Check out the online archives on the website or on your favorite podcast platform too. And listen for select games on Sundays at noon on WKAC Radio. Calhoun basketball from PAS Plus.
This is former University of Georgia guard Mike McWhorter, and you are listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
And welcome back to Applebee's here in Athens, Alabama. Alongside producer extraordinaire Tim Lambert, I'm Tojo J. Vassar, along with Todd the Bod Tomlin and Coach Clint Legg. Todd, we got a little Alabama basketball this afternoon.
Man, yeah.
North of the border, as they say.
North of the border, and it's probably not going to be pretty.
It probably ain't.
It's not going to be pretty. Play Purdue. What are they ranked right now? 4th?
Something like that, yeah.
They're top 3 or 4, and they've been ranked number 1 earlier.
And I don't think Grant Nelson's playing because he didn't practice Thursday.
And he was like our possibly only inside defender, and Big Edie, the 7'2"?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Something like that.
Freaking huge. I can't believe he didn't go pro.
Yeah.
Any other year, the man would have been gone, but no, he's coming back. And listen, this gauntlet that Alabama basketball's got coming up, probably harder than anybody in the nation.
I know.
I mean, we play like top 10 teams the next, 3 out of 4 games or something?
What is it, Purdue, Creighton?
Yeah. And Arizona?
Arizona, yeah.
I mean, that's insane. Arizona's number 1.
Yeah.
Creighton's like 8th or 9th, and Purdue's like 4th.
And then we come back home and play Eastern Kentucky.
If we still got a team.
2 days before Christmas.
Yeah.
And then the following weekend we play Liberty in Birmingham.
Yep.
The CMU
Yeah,
Classic.
that'd be cool.
I'm going to tell you, man, Purdue, I've always respected Gene Cady. He's done a good job with it.
And
Glenn Robinson.
Glenn Big Dog Robinson.
Yeah, they've always been good.
I noticed Shannon and them went over and watched the Lady Vols play the other night.
Oh, yeah? Nice.
Killed my kid, man. My kid is on fire. I called Justin Harris, by the way, West Limestone Diamond Club guy. I told him I was going to beat him to death next time I see him. My daughter comes in from the game of the night with a UT T-shirt on.
No. Yeah,
I said,
go
we
to
don't
the game.
wear. You can go to every one of the games you want to. We don't wear that.
Yeah. You can go, but you don't come back
She
with
ain't
that.
wearing that. So
No.
she was just.
I used to get lost in the wash quick.
But here's what Justin said. He goes, even though she had the Tennessee stuff on the parking deck, she yells as loud as she can, Roll Tide.
Okay.
That's my girl.
And they get taken down by the Blue Raiders of the Middle Tennessee.
But you know, guys, and all that's shocking, but y'all are basketball guys. But I know this. In basketball, baseball, and softball, it's got to where at any time, like in softball, I watched Alabama lose to South Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Every one of those Division I schools are good. In basketball, it is a lot of parity. Everybody's about the same.
Yeah, I've always said that college men's basketball has the most parity of any sport, pro or amateur. It's just
everybody's
I don't
good,
care if
man.
you're Southeastern Toledo or whatever, you could beat Duke. I mean,
That's right.
there's so, and I don't know if it's because there's so many great athletes.
Last weekend, North Carolina and Wilmington went up to Kentucky.
There we go.
Beat the Big Blue up there.
Yeah, up there in Rupp.
Yeah.
In front of it wasn't sold out, but it was 15 there, 1,000 at least. It's just crazy. I mean, these kids have got to learn it on any given night. It might be northeast, southwestern, Toledo, or whatever, but they can beat you, and they will beat you.
And everybody's good.
Now, is it this Wednesday night? Auburn plays over at the Civic Center, the Rocket City Classic.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that was coming up.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
Auburn plays Indiana today in Atlanta. Then they play in Huntsville Wednesday night. And then they come home next Sunday and play USC, Bronny James and the USC Trojans.
And Auburn just lost a game at home against, who was it last Sunday?
Appalachian State.
Appalachian State. Now, on paper, that's like, oh, my God, I can't believe App State beat Auburn. Yeah, no, I can. Because there's that much parity in the game. I mean.
Transfer portal.
Yeah.
That's
that's opened up a whole different. That's just like, who was this I saw the other day who had. Oh, no, I know what it was. I was watching a kid. They were interviewing a kid during halftime of the high school football games the other day. He signed as a possible pitcher, but he probably going to play in the field. Do not remember the kid's name. Don't remember which high school. Graduated high school, went to Auburn, signed a baseball scholarship at Auburn, didn't work out, went back to Wallace State, and that's what the whole conversation was about, was playing JUCO baseball or any JUCO sport. 2 years there, improved. Now he's signed with Alabama, full scholarship. And, my point is, you go Division I. Now you've gone back down to JUCO. Now you've done your time. You've improved. Now you're back up to Division I again. And seemed like a really good kid. And he was promoting the heck out of not just Wallace State, but just, JUCO. He even said that if he ever has a kid, that kid, if they want to play sports, will go through the JUCO route. He believed in it that much. So, I don't know.
I know this, talking about transfer. We got Jaden at Clemens, Gilbert, who's rushed for nearly 2,500 yards in the season. And we're still waiting on some schools to contact us after the transfer portal's over because, they're getting – the D2 schools are getting Division I guys, and it's on down the line. But I talked with Justin Brown, who's from Athens, who now coaches at Western Kentucky, and they're worried about losing some of their good guys to the SEC. And as you saw, several of those guys are leaving, transferring out to Division I schools because they feel like it's safer to pick a kid that's played a little bit lesser as opposed to pick a kid that's in high school. And I wish that would change, but I don't see it changing. So we're just waiting around with Jaden. We've had several contacts there. And there's other kids around the county that I feel the same way are going to be great college players just waiting on the opportunity. But after the transfer portal's done.
Yeah.
Well, let's get a little segment there, jumping around talking about basketball and stuff like that. We're going to take a quick break and be joined here by Timothy Jones, the owner of the North Alabama War Dawgs, a little semi-pro basketball team here in Huntsville. We're taking a quick break. You're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk on the Big 1080, WKAC, and the PAS Plus app.
You can help Limestone County student athletes by donating to the Bama Zach Memorial Scholarship. Send it in care of Garth Garris, 13833 Pinnacle Drive, Athens, Alabama, 35613, or make it in person at First State Bank of the South at 1319 Highway 72 East in Athens. We'll be back with Tailgate Talk after this. Daly & Son Car Care is Ardmore's only one-stop auto repair and tire shop. Whether it's major mechanic or brake work or routine maintenance like an oil change or lube job, Daly & Son Car Care has been satisfying customers all over with their fast and friendly service. They're also your headquarters for quality Cooper tires. Stop by and see Wayne, Nikki, or Dale at 25600 Main Street in Ardmore, Tennessee, or call them at 931-427-4651. They're on Facebook, too. Daly & Son Car Care, open Monday through Friday, 7:30 till 5, and Saturday, 7:30 till noon. Are you getting the propane service you deserve? At Ferguson LP Gas in Ardmore, you always get the most value for your dollar, professional gas personnel who make safety a high priority, and you can always get in touch with them any day of the year at any time. They accept Visa and MasterCard too. So if you're not happy with your present propane supplier, join the many who have made the switch. Give Ferguson LP Gas in Ardmore a call at 256-423-3320.
From day one, First National Bank has been built on a strong foundation of community first. First to lend a helping hand, first to help with community events and fundraisers, first to support local students, athletic programs, and civic organizations, first to support events like United Way, Relay for Life, and many more charitable events, and most importantly, working for our great community. Without you, there'd be no First National Bank. Making communities great together, that's what we strive for.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
For screen printing, sign printing, banners, logo design, and more, look no further than That Shirt Printing Place. Located at 709 North Jefferson Street in Athens. Call 256-444-1827. That Shirt Printing Place. Visit them online at thatshirtprintingplacellc.com. Look for them on Facebook too. That Shirt Printing Place. 256-444-1927. That Shirt Printing Place.
Be listening for Limestone County Area High School basketball this season from Play Action Sports. Hear coverage of girls and boys action from ABS, Ardmore, Clemens, East Limestone, Elkmont, James Clemens, Lindsay Lane, Tanner, and West Limestone online at pasnetwork.net on your Amazon Echo device or on your Play Action Sports app. Afterwards, you can download each game from the archives or stream it on demand. While you're there, check out our schedule of upcoming games. Limestone County Area High School basketball from Play Action Sports.
Hi, this is Sherman Williams, former running back for the University of Alabama and the Dallas Cowboys. You're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
Welcome back to Applebee's Tailgate Talk. We're live here at Applebee's, the corner of 72 and 65. And a guy that's been with us ever since they've been in town, and we're glad that he's here with us today and talking about a little basketball. And he brought a little special guest with him, Timothy Jones from the North Alabama War Dawgs. Brother, we welcome you back.
Oh, man, I appreciate being back, man.
And
always love having you.
Joined here by Alicia DesRosier.
DesRosier.
Well, happy to have you here with us.
Thank you for having us.
And she says she don't want us to ask her no questions.
Well, the first thing we ask you is, what do you do for the War Dawgs?
Yeah.
Well, I'm the coach.
There we go. And I love it.
I am the coach. I was a mom last year. Just watching. This year I'm the coach.
So
but I love it.
You got sons?
I do.
Okay. So you're used to handling immature guys.
Yes. Actually, I coached all the way up through my career, girls, but I really thought guys would be easier.
Well, no, it's probably not. Well, let me ask you this, honestly, because these are young men, early 20s, mostly some. I don't know, what's the oldest player?
30.
30, okay. I mean, do you ever have that? Man, a woman going to tell me what to do.
No,
I mean, just
actually,
be honest.
they're pretty good. They're very respectful.
Okay.
And probably because I got to know them last year outside of this position.
That would make
so I know them well enough to know how to talk to them and do. So they've really been good with that.
Hats off to you for being, having the foresight to not even care, man, woman, whatever, to hire. Obviously, she's doing a great job pouring one out of the gate. What made you even consider it, Tim?
I'm saying I always look at certain people, characters and stuff like that, and actually we needed somebody that had a nice foundation, that didn't take any mess from the guys.
Yeah. So, all right.
That's probably top of the list.
So,
right
Coach, when you get a little mess, do we run suicides? What do we do?
I'm old school.
I love it.
Everybody
Put them on the
needs
line.
old school. Yeah, absolutely. Everybody needs old school.
Yes, they
it's kind
do.
of going by the wayside.
Yeah, I was gone.
It's just how I am and how I coach, how I always have. I coached my son up through rec league until he got to middle school, and I was old school with him.
And this being a semi-pro league, you can probably get a little bit away with it more than, like, say, at a high school level, right? Where
absolutely.
You know what I mean? I mean, because those are younger athletes, and nowadays, PC world that we live in, nobody wants to be yelled at.
No accountability.
No accountability, responsibility. But, it's awesome. I love that.
Coach, I appreciate that, you saying that, because I've got 2 daughters, and they play travel, club, whatever. They're not playing for nobody. It's not like you in old school. I ain't having it. I'm old school with them. I treat them like 2 dudes, and I appreciate you saying that, and I appreciate coaches that really come out and say they're old school. That's the way you're a player's coach. I mean, you tell them the truth. You be honest with them.
Right.
It's terrible. You're terrible. Whatever. That's the way you got to be. Because being honest.
Truth to truth.
I like it.
Exactly. Constructive criticism. We don't go cry about it. We get better.
That's right.
That's how you get better.
That's how you get better.
You don't just pamper them.
Nope.
Easy question for you. Give us your background. Where are you from and all that?
Well, I went to Grissom High School, played there. Then I played 4-year scholarship at Jacksonville State.
Nice.
Then I came back and coached at New Hope for about 8 years basketball, and then went to Grissom and did a little bit of basketball and softball. And then I retired 3 years ago.
Or so you thought.
Best thing ever. I thought I did, yes.
Until Timothy said, no, you ain't.
Yes.
Wow. So how did this conversation even come about? Like, how did it happen, Coach? Like,
it probably more of what I seen from her last year in the stands.
Coaching from the stands. Was she coaching from the stands?
Yeah. Well, she came to a lot of practices.
Yeah.
Too.
Oh, okay.
And she did a few things too. So when we was looking for a coach and stuff like that, we had a couple other candidates, but she ended up being a perfect candidate.
That's awesome.
I get excited sometimes.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. I'm sure the officials love you. But you know what? A technical here or there, that just motivates
me. I haven't
everybody.
had one yet.
Oh, well.
My assistant coach.
Really? I always thought you'd have been the quiet one out of the bunch. Wow, okay. Well, hey, nothing wrong with a good technical every now and then.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Keep everything going. Well, talk about maybe some of, the starters and your team this year. I did look them up. Some I didn't see. A lot of them didn't have the pictures there, so I didn't know who they were, where they came from. But all of them are pretty much local guys, right?
Yeah, most of them are, what I'm saying, Jeffrey Moss still with us. Darian Leslie still with us. Taylor Legacy. Her son, Phil DeRosier. Okay. Those are returning starters or most of our playmakers. Then Shaky Wigley, he played at Gaston State. He won our primary bigs.
Okay.
And they know we have a few other new guys and stuff like that, but they'll say we got a pretty good start. It started the season. You got a lot of learning. I got a new coach,
new system,
new system and stuff like that. Yeah, most definitely new system because we're in a whole different system than it was last year. So, but they'll say a 4-1 start. We lost a close one last week. But we'll bounce back.
Yeah, you can learn from those though.
Yeah.
Speaking of old school, so. You've got a guy going to the hole. He's 2 feet away from laying it up, and then he kicks it out to the corner for a 3. You good with that? That's the new way of the game,
If we make it, I'm good with it.
Yeah.
I like the layup, though. If you're wide open, take it. Get the points.
Thank you.
If it is wide open,
if it's not being defended, why are you passing the ball?
Yes. And, if we're up 15 and you want to kick it out, that's fine. Or if we're down 15 with 3 minutes, but take the 2 points.
Yeah. It's just the game's changed so much, hasn't
it? It has.
Since we've all,
sure has.
grown up with it.
But, fundamentals are fundamentals. Basketball is still basketball.
That's true, too. 3-point stance, and all that good stuff. And that's what wins games. So what do you like to do offensively? What's your philosophy? And
Score.
Do you utilize the 3-point line a lot?
We run a lot of just a motion flex offense where everybody we could run 5 guards or 5 bigs because everybody's cycling through doing the same thing.
Okay. Now, can y'all play a zone in ABA?
We can.
Okay. Do y'all play much zone?
We start usually in man, but if we have to adjust, if somebody's killing it outside, we will make an adjustment, but mostly man. Okay. But occasionally we do drop back in a 3-2 zone some to shut down their outside.
So man's your primary go-to?
Yep.
Okay. And I forgot, man. How long are the games? How many is it?
It's 12-minute quarters.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? 48
total, right? So
48 total.
Probably not a whole lot of full court pressing then, I guess.
We do
a lot of full court.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy smoke! How deep do you go off the bench so far this year?
Well, we only have 10, and they can all play. But usually when we put somebody in, we're not losing anything.
Okay.
We put somebody in, and we're that strong that we can sub in and out and keep fresh legs in, which is great.
It is great.
When you got that 4-point shot, I mean, and we're talking about full court press. I mean, does that have an effect on cutting down the other team's 4-point attempts? Or
Yeah. I think that's the whole beauty of the ABA. You know, it's a little different than the NBA. So these different rules, you know, we call it 3D. You know, where the ball get turned over the backcourt. You know, you get that extra point. You know, 3-pointer be 4 points, 2 points be 3. Yeah. It's a free throw. You get extra free throw. So, full court press. Yeah, that's the whole reason. I think a lot of teams started pressing because of us. In our year one, we was pressing. And we was getting the ball turned over a lot, and a lot of teams didn't press it. Oh, it's not pro basketball. Now you see a lot of teams pressing now.
You took advantage of it early. They kept catching up.
So now a lot of teams are pressing now. So, but yeah, that's the whole point of a lot of teams pressing. You know, but you know when you get on certain courts like James Clemens courts, you know, a lot of teams come up here. Our court is a lot bigger than some of the other teams. Yeah, they don't last long. You know, by the fourth quarter,
wore out.
Yeah, they wore out. So,
and I knew the 4 points had something to do with within the backcourt, and I couldn't remember what the rule was. So.
Yeah, and then also, you know, then you do got a 5-pointer if you hit a half court shot. You know,
oh wow!
Oh,
okay.
So yeah, it's a little different rule, but you don't got 7 seconds to get it up.
Yeah,
get it up.
It's fast.
It's a lot faster. A lot of fast.
Does it 24? What's the possession? 24, I thought. 24 seconds possession.
So you got a guy going up for the layup, and he kicks it out to the half court.
Yeah, there we go. Get that 5. Get that 5.
You better not. Now that one I'll have.
You got to work that play in, coach.
I got. That's our game winner right there.
I don't know. That might be a situation where you need to set that play up. Down by 5 with 2 seconds to go.
Because the odds of making that shot are really good.
Well, I mean, you know.
Metal Art Clemens could make it.
Yeah.
Back there.
Now, where did your son play high school ball?
He played at Grissom.
Okay, so you've stayed there pretty much, y'all, since you in that same area? Okay. Did you go play college anywhere?
He did not. He had a lot of offers, but they were D3, smaller schools, and none of them had his major, and so he was smart enough to go to Auburn and get that degree. So he ended up playing club ball at Auburn.
Oh, yeah.
Which was fun and good. They travel, and it's pretty big.
It's a big deal. Absolutely.
So at least he got to keep playing. But he got that degree that pays him money now.
Yes. Well, good for him. That's perfect. I'm still waiting on my call. I don't know. I mean, it's been 5 years now. You know, I send you emails, texts. You know, I'm 5'5", I'm 58. I've had 4 back surgeries, hip replacement, but I can go.
Hey,
Tell them, guys.
Can you give us 2 minutes?
My wife would say no. So.
Okay.
I hear you. That's awesome.
On the court. That's what I'm talking about on the court. Yeah,
okay.
That's what I mean.
Man, I asked my brother-in-law about you guys, and he knew. He said, we played in their Pro-Am tournament this summer. My team won it. We were stacked.
Who's
my brother-in-law's name's Zane.
No way.
Stop.
We want Zane to come play with us.
You don't either.
Yes, he played this summer with my son at Oakwood.
That's right. Zane blew something out. I don't know what he blew out, but he blew it out bad, and it was his calf. Something, man.
Just recently?
No, it's been a while back. But now he's one of the wrestling coaches at Athens. He wrestles, and then he comes over to my house at midnight and jumps in our pool with the water's about 20. Man, I ain't doing that. I'll just be sore in the morning. But he was bragging about you guys, about how good you guys are and how good of an organization.
I appreciate it.
But it is. Y'all done a really good job. I mean, besides being, assistant coach, you having to do all the sponsorship stuff, right? Get the money coming in. And,
modern day Jackie Moon, man.
Oh my God!
Man, hey, I like that.
That's awesome.
I like
that.
Hey, I'm saying, being one of the owners, you got a good front office that trying to help keep getting these partnerships and sponsors in. We got a lot more in this year than we ever had.
Oh, good for you.
So, and then also we getting other people coming to our games. Like our last home game, we had one of the scouts for the Big Three came in.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
And and they'll say, giving looking at some of our guys, and one of our trainers is possibly going to be going and be a trainer for them this summer for the Big Three.
Oh, wow. So you're advancing folks.
Yeah, I always say this is a platform for everybody that's in our circle. So not just for the players, but it can be for coaches.
Yeah, I'm probably going to the NBA.
There we go. And we'll say we knew you win.
I'm sure it'll be soon.
Absolutely. That's awesome. They tell you what kind of organization y'all are running, and because people are obviously seeing it, right?
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
For those that don't know, the Big Three is something Ice Cube started, 3 years ago maybe? This might be going to year 4, I think.
Yeah.
I love that concept, man. I'll watch it.
Yeah, and this past year, give a shout out to him. One of the players that was in the ABA, he played this year, and he showed out this year, and he was Rookie of the Year.
Shows the level of play ABA is.
Yeah, right? Yeah. So I'm saying he went to the trials and didn't make the team, didn't make it for 3 years in a row, and kept going, and they took a risk on him this year, and
there it is.
Yeah,
awesome.
Now he can be a captain.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
That's so a great story.
And that's been a pretty good story, too, with the whole that league, because I'm not going to lie to you, when it first started, I'm like, man, I don't know if anybody's going to watch this. Yeah. Crap. They have good attendance. I think TV's doing well.
Yeah.
I'll sit there and think I'm going to watch 5 minutes of it, and next thing you know, I'll watch 2 hours of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just
he did an awesome job with it. So I'm glad to be able to be on their radar just a little bit.
That's awesome, man. Good for y'all.
So has a rivalry emerged these 5 years?
Right now our rivalry is probably Atlanta Aliens out of Atlanta.
Y'all got them tonight, right?
No, we have a
different Atlanta team?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was they moved our regions, and it was the Mobile team, and they under construction a little bit right now. So so right now our rival is Atlanta Aliens. Okay. They the one that knocked us out of the playoffs last year.
Oh yeah.
So we always go toe to toe with them, and Coach Duck out of Atlanta, get a shout out to him. He one of mentors that I had when I first came in the league that really taught me a lot, about what they're doing right now. But they always go toe to toe with us. So that's pretty much our rival right now. So
okay. Now, and how many teams is in the league again this year?
I think it's like 135.
Okay. And every year, man, y'all had opportunities. So to say, it says a lot. I mean, to be able to go through that kind of gauntlet to even get as far as y'all gotten says a lot. So hopefully, that's going to continue, Coach, and we hope it does. And what about crowd wise? I mean, if y'all, I know it probably fluctuates depending on what night of the week and what's going on in the community. But
they'll say get through this Auburn, Alabama gauntlet.
Yeah.
In November. Usually they'll say, crowds start picking up, December going into the beginning of the year. But attendance did go up last year a lot, towards the, they'll say that, around about December time frame. So I think people noticing, and now we linking up with a lot more schools now. And with our new trainer, VSI Unlimited, Kerryon Johnson's dad.
Yeah. They still okay. I didn't know they still had.
He trained all our players.
That's awesome.
So we actually got a place where the guys can train now.
Yeah, that's a good facility. I've been over there.
So that's another step up for us. Now guys come in, know that they can get, saying they can go get some good training outside of just practice and stuff like that. Now
because they need it.
Yeah.
I mean, and all those guys, it's in their job. They've got jobs and stuff. And time is limited. And how often do y'all practice?
Twice a week. One night at VSI and then one night James Clemens.
Okay. Yeah. That makes it tough, too. 2 nights a week practicing in ball games. How many games a week usually? One
or two.
Yeah. Because travel's so – it's not like you can just go one county over.
Right.
That's for sure.
Right.
Well, it's been fun. Y'all time's short, but we appreciate y'all joining us.
Yeah.
Good luck tonight. And the rest of the season, and
but keeping up with y'all.
Yeah, we'll get y'all back on for sure.
All right, thank you.
Thank y'all,
Coach. That's Mr. Timothy Jones of North Alabama War Dawgs, Miss Alicia DesRosier, the head coach of the War Dawgs, and we're gonna take a quick break. You listen to Applebee's Tailgate Talk on the Big 1080 WKAC and the PAS Plus app.
Missed part of this week's show? Archives are available on our website. You can also hear us on your favorite podcast platform, including iTunes, Google, Amazon, and more. Just check out the podcast page at tailgatetalk.net for a list of available apps and links. We'll be back with more of Applebee's Tailgate Talk after this.
Davis & Cole LLP in Athens has served the area assisting individuals and businesses with bookkeeping, tax preparation and filing, and routine accounting. Davis & Cole LLP, located at 105 South Marion Street, open weekdays 9 to 5. Call 256-232-9994. Davis & Cole LLP.
If your place on the water needs some attention, call BP Riverworks. Boathouses, docks, seawalls, and repairs. Call Barron Pugh at 251-200-2273 or Tracer Pugh at 256-206-7097. BP Riverworks. Licensed and insured 251-200-2273 or 256-206-7097. When things go wrong, State Farm is here to help life go right. And Agent Michael Howell is the one who can help get things back on track. See Michael for your auto, home, life, health, property, and business insurance, and be ready for those unexpected twists that life throws at you. Ask about banking and annuities, too. Call State Farm Agent Michael Howell at 232-5400. Visit him online at michaelhowell.net or go see him at 903 South Clinton Street in Athens. State Farm Agent Michael Howell. There when things go wrong, here to help life go right. While others have come and gone, the Lion's Den Gym has been roaring as a workout and exercise fixture in Athens, growing from its humble basement beginnings in 1981 to their current 10,000 square foot location at 212 Commercial Drive in Athens. The Lion's Den offers 24/7 access to their ever-expanding equipment collection that includes treadmills and climbers, elliptical trainers, stationary bikes, loose weights and dumbbells, and over 45 different weight machines. Contact the Lion's Den Gym about a membership today at 256-652-2627. Visit them online at lionsdengym.com or on Facebook. The Lions Den Gym, 256-652-2627. Want to howl with the Havoc this season? Now's your chance from Tailgate Talk and the Huntsville Havoc. Just go to tailgatetalk.net and register your name. Then listen to Applebee's Tailgate Talk this Saturday morning at 10 on WKAC Radio as we announce the winners of Huntsville Havoc tickets. Howl with the Havoc this season from the Huntsville Havoc and Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
Hey, I'm Cody Gross. I'm the head football coach at Athens High School, and you're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
Talk and join us now on the First National Bank Hotline, making communities great. Is the coach of the James Clemens Jets basketball team, Frankie Sullivan. Coach, how you doing this morning?
I'm good, sir. How you doing?
Oh man, we're doing great. Just got off the last segment. We had Mr. Timothy Jones and the North Alabama War Dawgs, and just talking to them a little basketball. Now we're going to talk to you. How's the season going so far?
Season's going thus far. We got a lot of things to accomplish right now. 8-3 on the season, so I think it's a good start for us.
There we go. Yeah, I was going to say, great start, Coach. Who do y'all got coming up this week?
We got Columbia, Fairfield, and Opelika.
Okay. Where's Opelika at?
Opelika's going to be in the awesome little play day they have over there. Well, Holiday Classic that they have every year in Decatur.
Okay. Is that going to be the only Christmas thing that you do, or y'all got another tournament?
And also we're going to the Huntsville Town this year.
Nice. Good deal. That's always a really good tournament every year.
Yeah, that's always fun.
Heck, yeah. That's do you know who y'all drew first yet?
We got May Jimson first.
Wow. Okay.
Howell Pryor. Yep, Howell. I got the folks over there.
Okay. How many teams is in it? Do you know this year?
I do not. Matter of fact, give me 1 second. I can tell you for sure. I have it on my phone somewhere.
It's generally, and they have teams out of Tennessee and Kentucky and Florida. I don't know, everywhere.
Yeah, teams from everywhere. Got a couple teams from Tennessee. You got a couple teams. You got a team from Ohio on here.
Wow.
So got a couple. There's some good teams on there. Teams from Georgia. So it's some good teams.
Well, hats off to you for getting in there, because that's all. It's just a way to improve, man. To see different teams, different styles. Playing better competition. Yeah, and high exposure too. That place is always packed. I don't care which gym you play in. It's always going to be a good crowd, man.
For sure.
Talk about some of your starters this year. Like who are you looking to from the most, I guess, to kind of carry you along the way.
Right now, it's a complete team situation, but my starter-wise is Bryce Mason, who's like playing exceptionally well last night. He had the last game against Grissom. He had 10 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists. I think that's a great situation for us because he's a guy that can do it all, and he's been consistent for us. He's been a leader of the team. Also, 1 second, sorry, get a phone call. Sorry,
you're good.
And Noah Gorman, he had 27 in that game. He's been averaging right around 60 points a game for us right now, offensively. Just everybody doing everything, safe, getting 3 threes a game. So like it's been really well for the guys. Isaiah Cleveland came from Westminster. He's been handling basketball extremely well for us. So all my stars are doing extremely well for me right now. Even the big guys coming off even in 2 minutes, they're big for us.
Well, that's a good deal, man. No doubt. How many you carrying on the team this year?
This year I have 14. I try to keep it 12 or less, but every year I seem to creep up to that 14 range. I do it now because of injuries and just make sure we have enough for practice and stuff like that. Because I don't like bringing the JV guys up too early. I want them to develop in JV to make sure they get enough games under their belt so they be ready to play for varsity.
Yeah,
Coach, how many seniors you got?
This year I have 5 seniors.
Oh wow.
5 seniors. All guys contribute to us right now. Like every year I'll be senior heavy. I think it's just a great thing that guys stay in the program for so long and not transferring out or not playing at all. We are missing Nate this year. Nate Jennings, he's going early for football. Congratulations to him. I'm not sure he's signed yet, but I'm pretty sure he's going to South Alabama at this point in time right now. That's right now what's been told to me. But that is a big missing piece for us, but we're still trying to make it work.
Yeah. Coach, this would affect you more than maybe, say, a 2A, 3A, 1A definitely type coach or school. But story came out, I guess, a couple, 3 days ago about the potentials of NIL coming into high school sports in Alabama. You obviously coaching at a high level, 7A. You got any thoughts about that? I mean, you're going to have to become an agent or something. I don't know. I mean, if is that something that y'all have talked to other coaches about, or did it hit you out of the blue? Did you kind of know it was coming down the pike, or what?
I knew eventually it was going to come. I think more so for us in basketball in Alabama right now, we don't so much have to worry about it as it being a huge factor as of right now. I'm just saying like what's going on. It will mostly affect football. Because we're definitely a football state. I say that all the time. I'm not sugarcoating that situation. Yeah. And I think it's a very dangerous water to be treading in right now with how kids are already transferring without the money, without the perks.
Well, without the traceable money.
Yeah.
You can't say that, but I can.
I'm just saying without the money. So like it's already a problem with that right now. And then it adds another factor of just losing love for the game, the respect for the game, the dignity for the game, the clarity of the game, the purity of youth sports.
Of high school sports,
you kind of losing that when you put that money back in there, because now it becomes a business. And then as a coach, am I wrong for treating it as a business now? Because that's what it is.
Yeah.
So now you want me to not hold a guy who's making $1 billion and I'm making $50,000 a year. You don't want me hold him accountable for winning ball games? Like that's the kind of pressure.
Great point.
That's the pressure that people that don't think about that aspect of the child. Or sponsor got this kid. He got to miss class for 4th block. He can't come to 4th block basketball because he got to go do his advertising. Like these are things that people don't think about, and we're not ready for. Because we don't even have class on how to do financial management right now, just in a regular job. So how you gonna get the kid to manage millions of dollars?
Yeah. Even if it's 500, I mean, it's just it's just not right. I mean, I understand surrounding states are doing it. Maybe that's partly why Alabama thinks that we should fall into that line. But you're right, man. It's treading some dangerous water right there.
Sure is.
It's gonna cause nothing but problems with teammates and coaching staffs, and it just is. I don't know.
This is my question to you guys, right? Yeah. I say this, and that's why people sound very controversial. But I ask questions that I think people should ask. How many NFL teams, when money get brought up, a big contract comes up, and those guys have an awesome year the next year?
Great point. Yeah.
I think. Yeah. NFL, NBA, it don't be the same. Like it doesn't be the same. The locker room, the players is not the same because do you really have to work like extremely hard when you think you made it? And you've never had that situation and the pressure that comes with it. These are things that people have to realize that I can speak on this because I made some money in my day.
Yeah. Yeah.
With playing sport. You understand, like, and you get to doing things that's if you don't have the right crowd around you, it hurts you. It hurts you more than it helps. You don't catch many guys at the NBA or at the NFL that do well with their money because they've never been taught to manage that money or have the right people around they can trust with their money. So I think that's a huge deal that we have to look into before we decide to just be throwing that narrative around that kids should be paid in high school. Now, granted, I'm all for it in college because at that point in time, it is people try to say it's an amateur sport. It's not. It has been in a long time. I'll say in the last 10 years, it has been an amateur sport. So it's a different world.
Yeah.
Different time.
Before we let you go, I saw where you had a pretty special night going back to your old alma mater, RC Hatch.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I love it. I try to play one team from the Blackberry area every year. We played Keith last year. I'm trying to build and play probably a different team next year and possibly keep Hatch on there also. I just like going back home because it gives me a sense of reality. When I went back home, it gave me the thing that this is where I come from. This is the pride of basketball. This is why I started doing this. I love the game. So it gave me that sense of motivation, came back, and I talked to the guys about it. They got to see where I grew up at and what the confidence that I have in the basketball world. So when you're talking to them, they actually see that because kids are visual learners right now. And once they see that you have accomplished something, I think it changed the game. And we actually played better the next game when we came back up and did this.
That's great. I'd forgotten he'd went to RC Hatch.
Yeah, and you know, if you don't know what I'm talking about, they retired your jersey?
Yeah, so they retired my jersey.
Awesome, man. Good for you.
And you beat them too.
Win. Oh, man.
Yes, win.
First time I was exposed to RC Hatch, 1983 state tournament. They came rolling out with purple Converse on, University of Alabama. And I was like, man, this team's going to get smoked. Shoot. I think they even actually won it that year. I'd have to go back and look at the records. But they won that game. I sat there and watched them play the whole game. We were down there for East Limestone. But anyway, RC Hatch, out for years and years. It was a great team.
Yeah, they always had a good team.
Yep.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you joining us. Good luck this week, and good luck in the tournament and Huntsville Times Classic. It's always a big thing. Good luck to y'all, and I know Tim will have you on again pretty soon, and you have a great rest of your weekend.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it, sir.
Take care, Coach.
That's Coach Frankie Sullivan joining us here on the Applebee's Tailgate Talk, the men's basketball coach at James Clemens. Another great show, guys.
I miss Tom.
Yeah, Tom, we missed you, buddy.
Yeah.
I hope your dad's doing well, and we'll look forward to seeing you back next week. And I guess it's time to go. We got to wrap this up. For Todd the Bod Tomlin, Coach Clint Legg, and producer extraordinaire Tim Lambert. I'm Jay Bastard, Tojo Jay Bastard. We appreciate you joining us for another edition of Applebee's Tailgate Talk. We'll see y'all next week.
You've been listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk, live from Applebee's Neighborhood Grill on Highway 72 East in Athens, just off I-65. You can hear the archive of this and other shows online at tailgatetalk.net. Applebee's Tailgate Talk is a production of Play Action Sports on 1080 WKAC.